Good morning. We will begin in 2 minutes. Welcome to this guided meditation. I'm Anne Ahokangas. So take a moment and relax. And just get yourself comfortable. And know that you are life itself. So become aware of your body. Now notice your breath as it moves in and out, naturally, unforced. You are here. You are here in this now moment. Release all your concerns for the day and just simply allow yourself to do nothing. Don't do anything at all. Just sit and relax. Just a simple knowing that you are here, here now, and here is all there is. Allowing your senses to be open as they just naturally function by themselves, without your attention, intention, or assistance. Calmly, you just relax and allow yourself to be. There's no hurry. There's no waiting. There is no sense of what will come or what is next. There is no concern for this. You are simply here, relaxed, with no expectations. No concentration or engaging on any ideas. releasing all sense of time, such as the past. Whatever is past is gone. Say thank you to it and release it. And know whatever may be called the future is only imagined. There is only here and now. And in this now moment is the greatest power of all. Releasing all history, just being in the now. In this place there is no time. Recognizing that we may perceive as things in life appear and disappear, come and go. But for now there is nothing to pursue, nothing to follow. Say to yourself, I am. I am. Feel the completeness in this. Who you are did not become in steps or stages. You are, have always been, and will always be. Feel the sense of being, the feeling, I am. There's no need to add a story to it. Just sense this existence. You are a part of this eternal sense of existence, not separate from it. And also, you are aware of all that comes and goes. Notice that the watching of what appears and disappears takes place in this now moment. For this now moment is not appearing and disappearing. Simply the thoughts and images are. For you are simply here now. And noticing your breath as it is happening in this absolutely beautiful space of being. And all your senses are functioning in this space of being. Noticing your body and realizing that you are more than this body. Observing your senses. You are so much more than the senses. Observe your thought. You are separate from these thoughts. You are the observer and the thinker. Observe your mind. You are more than just your mind. You are beyond mind. Observe your experience. You are beyond experience. Observe change. You are yourself, unchanging. Take a moment to remember you're not waiting. There is nothing to come that can give you anything more than what you already have, that can give you anything more than what you already are. You may ask, am I merely dreaming, imagining, or simply noticing and observing? Your body is here. You may notice this body, or notice something else. It makes no difference to the awareness that is you. You are not the size of your body, nor its shape. And yet through this body, you have the sense of being here, with hands and fingers. You have a sense of others, of the vast world. And you are a small part of it, and yet all of it, all at the same time. As the person, you are inside this body. As consciousness, this body is inside of you. It has always been like this, and shall always be. If you notice any stress in the body, it is a sensation. Become aware of this. And know it is not you. It is merely a sensation arising in the body. You may call it yours, but these sensations come and go. As all things that are perceived and observed come and go. Allow yourself to flow in your natural rhythm. There is no need to struggle with your mind or push away thoughts. Allow them to float by like clouds and simply remain as the self, as you are now. Everything is in place for life to unfold in its natural way, for there is divine order. As you take a deep breath in, remember that you are not separate from life. You are life itself. You are life itself. Now release any concentration or focus on objects, and just rest inside your own stillness, your own source, your own self. Notice this perfect now moment. And remember, there is nothing to become. Nothing to change or fix. Nothing to keep or push away. There is no better place to be. No self to become or unbecome. Knowing this, allow your joy to be complete. Simply be here now, for you are here. Notice this feeling of being here. Notice how it is so much more than a geographical location. Simply, you are here with yourself. Undivided, perfect, whole, complete, happy, releasing all stories, for they're not needed. Releasing all victories and defeats. Allow yourself to confirm your own completeness. Allow yourself to understand that in this completeness, you may enjoy the world without fear. Here it just is. You are not a victim or a victor. You are pure awareness. Pure awareness in this field of consciousness. Releasing all concerns, all need for approval, all need for justification. Allow yourself to become accustomed to being empty and yet full. You are simply here. So allow these words, the essence of what you have experienced and heard, grow inside your heart. And return to you multiplied as a magnificent life. Please join with me in affirming, and so it is.
Welcome to Unity. Good morning, I'm Agnes. It is my pleasure to be your presider today. If you are here for the first time, we have a welcome gift for you. Please see me after the presentation. 10% of all we receive goes back to the community to bless and serve. This month we are supporting the Food for Kids and Unity Canada.
And maybe Randy can put the kids on camera. We have children's church today. And boy, do we have a lot of new friends today. Isn't it great? Would you kids stand up so we can bless you before you go to your Sunday school? So kids, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you just the way you are. So go have fun and we'll call you back later.
This month's ability and faculty, one of the 12 powers of man by Charles Fillmore is love, and which is for the month of April. So here I will read it. I am filled with divine love. I am a radiating center of love. Love through me attracts my highest good, heals, creates, and unifies. And for the first song.
This is the first time we're doing this song, so here we go. Peaceful season, love every moment, light shines wherever we are, faith in the darkness, hope in the silence, joy, sweet joy in our hearts. Every day is a choice to show some kindness. We're all a part of one family, so connected, our hearts and spirits. I reach out for you, you reach out for me. Peace for all seasons, love every moment, light shines wherever we are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence, joy, sweet joy in our hearts. Now is the time to come together to count our blessings. We are grateful, we lift our voices in one chorus. My brothers, my sisters, let's celebrate. Peace for all seasons, faith in the darkness, hope in the silence, joy, joy in our hearts. Let's celebrate peace. Let's celebrate love. Let's celebrate light that shines, 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 shines. Let's celebrate faith. Celebrate hope. Let's celebrate joy, joy in our hearts. Peace, all love, all the light that shines, shine, shine, shine. Faith and hope. I'm talking about joy, joy in our hearts now. Peace for all seasons, love every moment, light shines wherever we are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence, joy, joy in our hearts. We're talking about peace for all seasons, love every moment, light shines wherever we are. Faith in the darkness, hope in the silence, joy, 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 joy in our hearts. Joy, 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 joy in our hearts. Joy, 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 joy in our hearts. In our hearts. I'm talking about love. I'm talking about peace. Let's celebrate joy, joy in our hearts.
That was a nice new song. I'm Reverend Anna Hokangas. For those of you that don't know, welcome, welcome. Those of you online that are watching, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. Join with me in one of my favorite things to do, which is prayer. So close your eyes if that's comfortable. Bring your attention to the center of your being, perhaps your heart, and recognize that in this place, deep within, is where spirit resides. And yet, as you notice, as I notice, it is so expansive, it is infinite. It is peace, it is joy, it is so much more. The core of who I am is infinite possibility. And it's from this place that I choose to live my life. I choose good decisions based on knowing that I'm always fully supported. So as I move forward in this day, I allow my heart to be grateful. I allow my actions to show the gratitude. I am gentle in all my ways, for I know that love is essentially who I am. So I let go and I let it be so. Please join with me in affirming. And so it is. For my life is a prayer.
What if a prayer is not a plea, a desperate call with tears that fall on bended knee, but breathing out and breathing in, it's God in me that lives and breathes, my trusted friend. My life is a prayer that God is praying. My thoughts are words that God is saying. My laughter is the sound of angels playing. My life is a prayer that God is praying. What if today I had the chance to move and sway? God leads the way, and my life stands. What if I knew without a doubt, no need to fear, God is right here within, without. My life is a prayer that God is praying. My thoughts are words that God is saying. My laughter is the sound of angels playing. My life is a prayer that God is praying. My life is a prayer that God is praying. My thoughts are words that God is saying. My laughter is the sound of angels playing. My life is a prayer that God is praying. My life is a prayer that God is praying. My life is a
I love this song. And now the absolute word, divine life. I celebrate divine life each and every day. I am spiritually centered in whatever I do. I am consciously aware of unlimited divine life and so much more at the core of my beingness. In body and mind, I celebrate with wonder. I use perfect universal life to renew, revitalize, restore, and energize myself. I am wholly and vibrantly alive, aglow with pure dynamic life. I greet the day with eager anticipation of the fantastic and unexpected, which are a normal part of my beingness. I am ever evolving using divine principle according to the law of divine order, which is mind, idea, expression. In each moment, I strengthen my faith, courage, joy, wisdom, happiness, and love. I live each day in celebration of the universal principle of life.
When I was a boy each week, on Sunday we would go to church, pay attention to the priest, and he would read the holy word and consecrate the holy bread. everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad, miracles don't happen still. And now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips. Now I have to hold my breath, like I'm swimming in the sea of it. It used to be a world out there, heaven's second rate hand-me-down. Now I walk with reverent care, 'cause everything is holy now. Read a questioning child's face and say it's not a testament. That be a very hard to say. See another new morning come and say it's not a sacrament. I tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood, I saw a little red winged bird shining like a burning bush and singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out, things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. When holy water was rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips. Now I have to hold my breath, like I'm swimming in a sea of it. Used to be a world out there, heaven's second rate hand-me-down. Now I rock with a reverent terror, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything. Everything is holy now.
Yes, it is. So guess what we're talking about today? Actually, gentleness continues this month, and this is the last Sunday of the month. And oh yes, I was going to remind Agnes, who hasn't been presiding often, to take notes, because she's going to tell us what she got out of the talk today. So for those of you that want to, there are little notepads behind some of the chairs. You can take notes too. So we're looking at changing our perspective based on this idea of gentleness. So is your typical reaction to life negative? Just a question. Here's another one. How often do you see the fault in any situation and ignore the positive? Boy, it's easy to go there, isn't it? Is your stress level high and you tend to live expecting bad things to happen? Do you remember when people used to say, it's Murphy's Law? It's like, yeah, something bad's going to happen. If something good happened, guaranteed, equal bad is waiting. When things go well, do you doubt that it will last, assuming that it will end poorly? It's like, oh, it's too good. If you carry negativity from your past, for instance, it might be the reason why you aren't enjoying life to the fullest. I mean, you can let it go. I used to brag about the idea that I was so great that I would carry this bag of boulders while I swam across the lake. Like, look how strong I am. And I recognized that I could pick up more boulders on the other side. I didn't need to carry them while I was swimming. I could swim and enjoy. And it's a metaphor for life, isn't it? So what are you carrying that perhaps you could let go? And it's not that negative situations are chasing you. It's simply that you're allowing your past to define your present. What you focus on grows. We teach that here in Unity. And if you focus on fear and doubt, you invite more fear and doubt into your life. When you shift your focus to more positive emotions, things start falling into place. So perhaps in the middle of something, can you find something that's good, or something that you're grateful for, or something that's funny? We have a member of our audience that loves jokes, and he says it's one of his ways of dealing with negative stuff. One of my friends used to say that her mother would always, when she was crying or she was upset, her mother would tickle her to just get her to laugh, to just change the mood. So this is a story told by Sadhguru, and it's about dung, and we heard it last fall, but it sounds a little different when Sadhguru tells it. It was quite funny.
Not every situation which seems like a solution is actually a solution, and not every situation which seems like a problem is a problem. So, what is a problem? What is a possibility? It's like this. There was a little bird in Michigan, United States, and winter was just setting in. This is the time he has to move south to warmer climes. But he was a little too happy and tweeting around, He had found a lot of company in the human species that so many of them were tweeting, so he was also busy tweeting, and he kind of delayed his flight south. So after weather started freezing, he tried to fly, and his wings froze and he fell. Then a cow was walking by, and cows, droppings happened. It landed straight on the bird. Feeling the warmth of the dung, slowly the bird recovered and became very happy and tweeted again from within the dung. A hungry cat was passing by, heard the tweet, opened up the dung and ate up the bird. So not everybody who heaps shit on you are your enemies. And not everybody who gets you out of shit are your friends.
And that's probably one of the few times you'll hear that word here, but that's okay. Figure he's a guru, he's got millions of followers, he can say it, right? So we're going to look at eagles and ducks, and that there's so much more to life than our current understanding, and also, again, the power of Ho'oponopono. So gentleness is loving and supportive. Would you say that that's true? And how do we look at the world around us and the future of humanity with gentleness? How can we do that? We talked a little bit last week about world news that's negative, to look at it as a prayer request, and that the prayer request was actually to see that there is something divine happening there, and that we may not know what it is, but to recognize that that is the fact. So how do we rise in gentleness in nature and a universal community? I watched a YouTube video the other day, and it was someone channeling, I don't recall who it was now, But he said that, Mother Earth goes through cycles, and there will be warm cycles, there will be cold cycles. They may take thousands of years in between each one, and that we don't necessarily cause them, but we do create either a pretty or a polluted environment while we're here, and that we get to choose that, but that Mother Earth will find a way to solve things. We saw that actually during COVID, didn't we? Things recovered in such short order when we stopped being around and polluting it. So we use the same tools in our own lives, and we use the principles of unity, which is to recognize that we're one with everything. And when you're one with something, you don't beat it up, you don't mistreat it. It's like, do you mistreat your hand or your foot or your head or, part of you? So why would you do that with the rest of the world? So let's celebrate the wins, all of them. There will be struggles and pain, yes, that's part of humanity. But we can remember who we are individually and spiritually. Life is bigger than the news and trends and forecasts. And it's interesting, my husband and I are very different. He likes to watch all of the news and be really up on it. And I tend to avoid it. So occasionally, if he doesn't have his earphones on, I will hear something about the news. And I get sucked in. There's something really, magnetic about negative energy, more so than positive for some reason. So I invite you to consider, are you being sucked in to this negative reality that is not necessarily yours, but you're making it yours? So let's look at eagles and ducks. So eagles soar and ducks quack. It's that simple. Ducks quack. They complain, they blame, they cite rules and regulations and policies rather than actually coming up with solutions. Know any ducks? Ducks influence others to quack, creating duck ponds. And maybe you know some duck ponds, and maybe you become a duck in that pond sometimes. And eagles soar. They rise above challenges to solve problems, and they ask questions, and they use creative thinking. So Wayne Dyer said, you'll see it when you believe it. And if you get up in the morning expecting to have a bad day, you're rarely going to be disappointed. So can you stop complaining? Even half of the day? Because you can choose to be a duck or an eagle. In life, instead of excuses, say, I'll figure it out, and it's always worth it when I do. Because you know what? We didn't get here to this stage in each of our lives to not have had some learning experiences. And sometimes I've had to learn things a few times before I really get it. But I hope I'm getting it better. I hope you are. So let's look at, there's so much more to life than our current understanding. So what is your gentleness quotient if you were to measure it? Does it vary depending on what's going on, or is it the same all the time? So do you have a sense of mastery? Because we learn from experience, and therefore somehow we will be able to master whatever happens. And really that's what experience gives us, doesn't it? It's like, oh yeah, I've been through this, or my friend was through it and they survived, so I'll survive. Mastery is a full awareness of life's uncontrollability and unpredictability with a trust in your own ability to cope. Do you feel that you can cope? I mean, I know that we all have these scary what ifs that sit in the back of our minds saying, if that happened, I never would. I have to tell you, all those things I said to myself back then, I've had the opportunity to experience, and here I am. And I am so grateful to know that I never get more than I can handle. And the day that I'm done, I guess I'm done. But I'm not done yet. And what about openness? Are you interested in viewing situations from multiple perspectives? I remember once meeting a woman, and she was being trained to look at a problem from multiple perspectives. So if this situation happened, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? And it caused her and the team that was doing this kind of training to be able to pivot no matter what happened. And so are you able to pivot? Or do you only have one go-to way of handling things? So are you non-judgmental? Do you accept goals and values that differ from your own? Do you like learning from others? How often do you say, oh, I didn't know that? Do you seek out new experiences and adapt well to the changes that life brings? There's a little bit of a high-pitched sound in here. Yeah. And did you turn yours off, Agnes? Because it could be that you're on and it's setting.
It is off.
Okay. Well, for those of you at home, hopefully you're not hearing it. So openness also leads to wisdom. It enables you to learn from experiences and from others. And openness, I think, comes with time. I don't think we're taught that as kids, but I think we learn it from experience. And what about reflectivity? The ability to be able to reflect on something and make choices, new choices sometimes. Are you willing to question your past and current views and your behavior and develop new understandings? And are you comfortable in your old views only? Like, are you stuck there? This is the way it is, and it's always going to be, and I don't care what you say. This is the way it is. I know a few people like that. You know what? Even their discontent shows on their face when they're resting. They call that a resting face. You know the middle word?
Arresting.
Yes. And what about emotion regulation? Are you more like this, or are you like this? And does it depend on the circumstance? And just to be aware of that. Do you mostly control your emotions? And are you usually okay with uncertainty? I know for a long time I swallowed my emotions, which I think was part of the contribution to excess weight, to heartburn, to all kinds of internal problems. And now I still experience the emotions, but I find a healthy way to let them out rather than to squish them down. In other words, do you manage your emotions to fit a situation? Are you calm in the face of conflict? And what about with negative events? Sometimes it's hard because something can take you by surprise, but can you recover quickly? Because again, those are all just deliberate choices. And what about empathy? Do you consciously take others' perspectives? And not to say, oh, poor you, but somehow attempt to understand how they're feeling in that situation. And do you have a view of life that takes the needs of others and the common good into account? There are a few narcissistic people that I could think of. But you know what? We came to the conclusion in part of our discussion this week on Wednesday. We have a Wednesday discussion group. And that was that narcissists are people who have developed that as a protection device. And when you recognize that that is a protection for them that they have probably built over a long period of time, it can allow you to have empathy. You may not like it, but you can have empathy. Lao Tzu said, life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them. That only creates sorrow. Let reality be reality. Let things flow naturally forward in whatever way they like. It can be hard. You know, sometimes it'd be really nice to control, wouldn't it? And yet, it's just crazy making. And I talk about Ho'oponopono several times a year because it is just so important, I think. It's a very ancient Hawaiian way of seeing life, operating with life, releasing the negative, living more empowered and in joy and in peace. And so what is the Ho'oponopono story? There's a famous Ho'oponopono story about a man named Dr. Hugh Len, who healed every patient in the criminally insane Hawaii State Hospital without ever seeing a single patient. To do all this, he used the famous Hawaiian Ho'oponopono technique of healing and regeneration. And basically what he did was he looked at the files of all of these individuals, and he knew that there was a part of him, because of the oneness, that resided in him as well. And when he healed that in himself, he healed that patient without ever having met them. So how is what is going on in the world and going on in your world going to change? It changes with you. Because if you see something that is despicable or unfair or unjust, somewhere in you, the allowing of it perhaps, or the experience of it resides. And if you can heal that in whatever way the wisdom within you will show you how, then you will start to heal the world. So the mantra in Ho'oponopono is, I am sorry, thank you, forgive me, I love you. So the first step is just about accepting the fact that all the wrong things started within you. Now, I don't mean like the personal you, the one that's kind of thinking, what am I going to have for lunch? It's the oneness of you, somewhere within the consciousness of you is where it began. And so in recognizing that, to be able to say, gee, I'm sorry that it's there. Recognizing that it's there. Saying sorry and admitting responsibility is the first part of the healing in Ho'oponopono. I am responsible for anything that has ever happened to me or anything wrong that I have witnessed. And I know that that can be a tough one with certain circumstances, but there is something so beautifully rewarding and freeing in being able to say, I let that go. I'm sorry that somehow that occurred. I let that go in my awareness so that it can transform in consciousness. So let's unpack that. I'm responsible for how I respond and continue to respond to anything that has ever happened to me and anything wrong that I have witnessed. That's a little easier to digest, isn't it? It's how I respond and continue to respond. Because what I focus on grows. The first step is just about accepting the fact that all the wrong things started in this oneness, which is who you are. Asking for forgiveness is a healing method that helps you move on in life. So it's to say, please forgive me, because I didn't know any better. But now I do. So now I'm going to work on it. And who are you asking forgiveness of? Really yourself, for having gotten so lost in that idea. It's a form of asking an apology from the universe, which is who you are. It doesn't matter that you have wronged or not. It's a cleansing method that removes negativity. It's a bit like saying, you know, I didn't create this dust in the house, but for me to be happy here, I'm going to remove it. And so, you know, I may not have created this situation, but for me to be happy and peaceful, I am going to cleanse it from my awareness. Asking for forgiveness is a healing method in Ho'oponopono that actually helps you to move on in life. Gratitude, a big one, is an emotion and must be said again and again to bring in the, I call it the fresh air of positivity. To say thank you, keep saying thank you repetitively. Gratitude towards the universe is an important part of the healing process. How often have you been grateful today? I woke up to the smell of fresh brewed coffee this morning. Some mornings I have to wake up and create the fresh smell of coffee. This morning I didn't. And that's most mornings actually. And so my day started with immense gratitude. The second part was that there was fresh cream in the fridge, so I could put it in my coffee. So what have you been grateful for? What are you grateful for now? Saying thank you for all the forgiveness. Thank you for all the change within you. Thanks to yourself for being who you are. Are you grateful for being who you are? Why don't you say that? I am grateful for being who I am. Because you know what? You're magnificent. Gratitude is a powerful emotion and must be said again and again. Not just once, not just twice. Why not try and say it often? Giving love is a caring and affectionate emotion that accelerates the healing process. I've started, saying I love you at the end of every service, but I say I love you now to almost everybody I encounter when they're leaving, usually. So it's the last thing they hear from me. And it's shocking for some people. It's like, what? Yeah, I do. And part of my definition of I love you is that you deserve all the best that life has to offer. And you deserve happiness. And when I say I love you, that's what I'm saying, is go out there and just be magnificent. Say I love you to yourself, to God, to your body, to the sheltering house that you live in, to your surroundings, to the comfortable chair that you're sitting in, to the room temperature being 21 degrees and it feels really good. Because love is a powerful emotion, and with love comes layers of warmth and security. Giving love is a caring and affectionate emotion that accelerates the healing process in Ho'oponopono. So remember, you are only ever one decision away from changing your life. Think about a time where you learned something and all of a sudden your perspective changed. You no longer looked at something the same way. That's how transformative your thinking is. So Sadhguru again and continuing, but after the story of dung.
It is just that if you are equipped, if you have equipped yourself in such a way, no matter what happens, you know how to make it into a wonderful possibility for yourself. Because what life throws at us is not our choice always. We try to manage it to some extent, but it's not entirely our choice. Life may throw all kinds of things at us, but what we make out of it is 100% ours. If this one dimension, if we take charge of this, no matter what life throws at me, I will make this into a tremendous process for myself. Let it throw whatever. It doesn't matter what life throws at you, you will turn it into a possibility. You will not make anything into your problem because you are not a problem. This is a choice that every human being has, either for every situation. When I say every situation, there are only situations and situations and situations in our lives. When you don't know how to handle a particular situation, you call that a problem. What is a problem for you may be wonderful possibility for somebody else, usually is, isn't it? There are no problems in life, they're just situations. You can either make it into a possibility or a problem. You can either you yourself become a possibility or a problem. This is a choice every human being has. But to exercise this choice, you have to be in a certain way within yourself. Within yourself, you are in a certain state of equanimity, balance and exuberance that no matter what life throws at you, you will make it into a wonderful possibility. Life can throw all kinds of horrible things. Don't underestimate life. It can do things to you, yes? It can do all kinds of things to you. Most unexpected time, it will throw something at you that you did not imagine possible. The more active you are, more unexpected things happen to you. Yes. So instead of trying to control what life should throw at you, equipping yourself in such a way, no matter what it throws at you, you will make it into a wonderful possibility. If this one thing is done within the human being, then every situation is a possibility. Once every situation becomes a possibility, this human being will blossom to a full-fledged life. And this is the aspiration of every life, to somehow become a full-fledged life.
So we looked at being eagles or ducks, sometimes both, that there's so much more to life than our current understanding, and to use the power of Ho'oponopono when you're having a challenge. So who you are makes a difference, and if you get up in the morning hoping to have a bad day, you will. It's your choice. So don't be a duck, be an eagle. And would you say this with me? As I change my focus, I change my life. Because we are in the now, and I'm turning off my sound.
I can get all I need. It is here within me for the taking. Now I unfold and I feel in my soul I am free, I am whole, I am like a leaf on the ocean, tossed here and there, feeling fear and despair, mixed emotions. Then I woke up one day, I decided to pray. I stopped running away. Now I believe I can give and receive endless love, endless peace, endless pleasure.
what is your takeaway? My favorite part of this whole thing. Actually, it gives me an anxiety attack. But anyway. One thing that, how could I say, at the beginning of the year, one thing that I have to work on, and it takes a long time to be solved, is not to have to control every event. And just go with the flow a little bit more. On Friday, I talked to Reverend Ann and told her that I would be the presenter today, and I have not done this for at least a year. So when Marcia asked me, I said, oh no, I replied, I said, well, I guess I'll survive it, okay? On Friday, I talked to Reverend Ann, and I told her, and she said, just wing it. So here I am. Actually, I think I winged it pretty good. So altogether, my takeaway, if you could see, I had to give the right answers here, so I wrote them all. So my takeaway is really the end, is to turn each event or situation into a possibility, which is some work to do there. Okay. Okay, conscious giving. Now is our time to practice the law of circulation through conscious giving. This includes financial giving and receiving, and also asking and forgiving, blessing and praising. You can give right here in the sanctuary, or we pass the basket as we pass the basket, as a way of receiving your financial support for our center. You can also e-transfer to admin@unityspiritualcenter.com or go to our website to donate. I ask you to please place your hand on your heart as you say this affirmation with me. I am a blessing. I don't even know if it's a different one. It's a different one. Yeah, no, this is awfully small. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all I have and all I receive. Yeah, okay.
One power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth. As simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, oh, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, have different clothes. names, but different is only dangerous when we forget that in our hearts we're all the same. And we'll remember when we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul or it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time. Well, whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, oh, one power, one power. One power, one power, one power. It's the moment of creation. It's an everlasting peace. It's the freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep. It's the anger we abandon for its love that's most deep. It's one power, one power. What we are is one. One power is the power of the love that
I start each new day, and I remember to say, I am who I am. I am who I am. Who I am is just perfect. I am who I am. Who I am is just perfect. I am who I am.
I am the love. Power of God protects you. I am the power. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. And the last song, Love Wins, and you kids can sing along to this one too if you like. I turned my mic off earlier so you wouldn't hear me squeaking.
You turn the news on, you get your blues on from all the negativity. It's hard to wrap yourself around what's going down on TV. You can stress it, second guess it. You can think about it way too hard. Or you can move the conversation from your head to your heart. Sometimes it's a matter of just letting go and holding on to the one thing we know. Love wins, love wins. That's where the circle of life begins. It's the one simple lesson we're learning again and again. Love wins. We all matter. It doesn't matter if we're on one side or the other, as long as we find a way to get along with one another. We can agree to disagree, or maybe even realize to see another point of view when you look from someone else's eyes. Sometimes it's a matter of just letting go, holding on to the one thing we know. Love wins, love wins. That's where the circle of life begins. It's the one simple lesson we're learning again and again. Love wins whenever you give it a chance. It is the one hope that everyone has to live a better world for us all. Love wins, love wins. That's where the circle of life begins. It's the one simple lesson we're learning again and again. Love wins. That's where it all begins. Love wins. We learn it again and again. Love wins. That's where it all begins. Love wins. We learn it again and again. Love is the lesson. Love wins. That's where it all begins. Love is the lesson. Love wins. We learn it again and again. Love is the lesson. Wins. That's where it all begins. Love is the lesson. Wins. We learn it again and again. Love is the lesson. Love wins.
So thank you, everyone. Did you kids have fun today? Yay! So we'll see you again next month, and we'll see you next week. So remember, I love you. Have a great week. Bye for now.